You know what I'm saying? I'm like, everything is budgeted out. If I got to move something or slide something, I'm cool. But at the same time, I'm like, what's the minimum amount I can get paid that week after taxes? Not pre-tax, after tax. And then how much, like literally my savings plan, the first thing that I said, because Dave always talks about pay yourself first, right? And so the first thing on my line is how much I'm gonna save, whether it's gonna be this amount or this amount. If it's this amount, I'm gonna save this much. If it's this amount, I got, that I literally got them column together. That's my savings line. And then from there, I budget out the rest of it. And I keep it on my phone. Like I take pictures of it and all that stuff. And like I make little adjustments, but I make sure I stay on that because that really gives me that financial peace to know that I'm moving in the right direction. And that'll change your whole life because that'll give you that energy to work harder than most. And so when it comes to working harder than most people, what do you see? What do you see the playing field looking like when we talk about working harder than most?
Man, I used to say this all the time in the classroom. I'm like, all you got to do is try. I feel like a lot of people don't really even try. They just there. Like some people don't even show up. Let's start there. Some people don't even show up to do what they're supposed to do. It is the other people who do show up do the bare minimum. I'm like, yo, if you just do what you're supposed to do, right? You're already harder, like working harder than most. Like you're already going to be successful because you're doing what you're supposed to do. So if you put in the extra energy, just that little bit of extra energy, just to go a little bit harder, now you look like you're the best person on campus. But all you really doing is trying because most people don't even try.
Man, and that's so real. And you know what? That's not even your classroom, dog. Like even so outside of your classroom, like classrooms like that have bred our society now. Because they want to stunt, they want the iPhone, boy, they want all these different things, they want the watch, they want the, you know what I'm saying? But like society has made it so easy to where they can finance all of this stuff and pretend like they made it. Like somebody's like, oh, I see you got the watch, boy, but they don't understand the sacrifice that I made to work harder than most. When the Army said, hey, we need you to deploy, I'm like, let's go. Because I need this bread to pay off and move forward with my life. So that way I'm not chained to thinking about like, man, how I'm gonna make child support this month. You know what I'm saying? That's a responsibility. So now I gotta show my daughter what working hard looks like and putting in the work, because she also don't get everything. You know what I'm saying? We kind of budget it out. I send a little extra money, make sure, she's straight, whatever. But it's kind of one of those things where like, and that's the hardest part. Like, here's the thing. Once I embraced that I was weird and different than other people, that's when I started to grow. That's when I started to say, forget it. That's why like everything it's like the stars aligned when we met and you came on in my inbox talking about, why don't you put it on YouTube? Because I've been checking it on Spotify. Because at that point, I was like, you know what? What's the worst that could happen? Somebody can listen in and it could possibly change their life. And that type of energy right there, working harder than most. At the end of the day, when you're able to go to sleep and you didn't work harder than most people, you really sleep in peace. A lot of people got anxiety because their anxiety is telling them there's something that they need to be doing that they're not doing. There's something that they could possibly be accomplishing. But instead of going the hard route, they take the easy route to be like everybody else, to be like the Joneses. And see, here's the thing: is there was a quote by I can't remember, it's a famous football player, but he said, when you play good, they pay good. And that's something that, you know what I'm saying, it's never changed. But you got to think about it. Maybe it's not paid today. Maybe it's paid in 10 years. But 10 years will be here before you know it. Dog, we just got 10 years ago was like high school. You know what I'm saying?